Hello everybody, it is Ebontis. Just to get this out of the way up front, Ubisoft did provide a code for this DLC for me to talk about this one, so I did want to thank them for that, but as always, my reviews in here are completely my own, so let's jump in. Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and we are here to talk about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown and its newest DLC. This will be a little shorter review since it's a DLC. If you don't know what Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is, just know it's one of my top 10 Metroidvanias all time, if not higher than, top 10. It's really, really, really good. I gave it a 9 out of 10 earlier this year. It's the combination of amazingly tight but challenging platforming, combat that has like so many moves and just polished to every piece of the word, and everything about this game just feels really fun to play, challenging, and difficulty sliders depending on what challenge you want, and just something I enjoyed just about every minute of as I played through it. And I know it's a challenge, and it's probably not going to be for everybody, but if you enjoy your Metroidvanias, platformers, challenging action combat, and you want it all smashed into one amazing freaking game, please pick this up and try it. So that alone, I gotta tell you. So I may be biased because I enjoyed the first one so much, but that's probably going to explain a little bit for you. Second thing is, the DLC brings you to a new place. I'm not going to explain how you get here because that would spoil a little bit, but you're in Rajin's Mine Palace. When I'm out in the normal part of the game, outside of this area, you would see my health bar probably be about twice as big. I would have a couple more heals. I would also have more amulets equipped. When you come in here, all of that stuff gets stripped off of you. Now for me, when I played through the whole game, about 75%ed it. I didn't 100%, but I did pretty well. When I 75%ed it previously, I was feeling pretty strong. So when you get all of your amulets equipped, upgrades in here, multiple health bars, multiple heals, yeah, the game is going to challenge you when you go face the final boss, depending on your difficulty level especially, but when you go exploring around, you're feeling pretty strong. So if you were to jump into the DLC fully equipped, I could understand how you might be able to work this over a little quicker than intended. So I know not everybody's going to like that, but being as it has been about 9 months, it just allowed everything to feel fresh. The world still feel fantastic and challenging. I'm apparently not going to stand there. The art style is still extremely well done. The game is just fun to play and polished. And again, I may blame myself for like what I was doing, but it's typically that I forgot a tool that I had that I wasn't using properly. So the game is still on a top-notch level of polish, and the thing I will say about this DLC, the platforming this time around, it's going to keep you on your toes without a question. You're going to have to be all about your platforming game and make sure you are on top of what you're supposed to be doing, because if you're not, you are going to die plenty, because platforming is where I would say more of this DLC is focused. It's not just platforming, but it is going to be one of those things that allows you to see what you're made of when it comes to platforming, because this stuff is tough. It really is going to be a challenge. You've got new enemy types in here that you're going to fight when you come in, and you're going to have to see what you can do to beat them, because they truly are challenging. They're going to have some different tricks. You just can't air juggle them forever. He's going to get out of the air juggle. He's going to teleport. He's going to throw some things at me, and depending on your kind of practice and skill level, these guys are going to be challenging, and that's kind of the whole point, is you feel fresh. You've still got like an Athra Surge, but I don't have as much as I used to with regards to certain things. So running around in this DLC, it's going to make you, one, realize, hey, I'm not as strong as I used to be, but two, it's going to present you with a fresh challenge, but you're still going to have the tools that you had before. And it's just really satisfying combat. The platforming, though, I will tell you, has some really challenging parts. So if you didn't love platforming in general, this is probably not something you're going to thoroughly enjoy. But if you enjoyed the fact that the game gave you challenging but fair platforming, it's going to do the same of that, but even more. Some of the sections that you have to like go through, for example, they're going to be pretty lengthy, and you're going to have to be on your game to be able to get through them. Some of the challenge areas, like this, for example, you got to go through basically the whole thing with a couple small checkpoints in the middle. You got one health bar and maybe one heal when you get here. And that's kind of the thing. Not having heals, having a smaller health bar, you get less fails in platforming, and then you got to start over and work your way back over there. So it is a DLC that is going to challenge you. Absolutely, absolutely will. But the thing to know about it, when you get done with the deal, it's a whole $5 DLC. Like, it's worth every penny in my opinion. But then when you start working through it, you realize how like confident you feel running through an area like that. I can do that like while talking to you all now because I've done it a few times, and they do so much in this game that just feels really good, and everything they added to the game I honestly enjoy. You're going to get a few new amulets in here. You're going to fight a completely different, not combat system per se, but you're going to get some cool amulets that allow some interesting things where I can leave like an explosion on the ground, and if an enemy walks into that, it'll explode. The boss, oh man, I had to use every tool in my tool belt just to try and beat that thing, and it's just one of those things that I am so pleasantly surprised that it was this good. So for me, I gave the original game a 9 out of 10, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I mean, $5 value for more DLC. There's a lot of free content in the game now as well, so if I didn't mention that before, you've got boss rushes and more platforming and combat challenges that you've got to get through, and different, you know, modifiers to all of that stuff. There's a lot in here, so if you haven't played in a while, spend the $5, pick this thing up, and go enjoy, because you've got a lot of stuff to fight, and you've got a really cool new DLC section in here. Hopefully you all enjoy it, because I thoroughly did. If you're a Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, this is a must pick up. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you soon.